I'm not a religious person, or maybe it's better to say that there's no single religion that I have found that encompasses all of my views or beliefs. I am, however, a very spiritual person. The biggest influence in my life was my father-in-law and his sharing of the teachings of Ram Dass. I tell people all the time to be here now. I carry a coin in my pocket every day that has that message on it. I strongly believe that we need to live in this moment. Don't hold on to anger or any other negative emotion. Let others live where they are and do everything you can to bring peace into your life and the lives of those around you. Many years ago, my mom gave me a book called The Celestine Prophecy. That book taught me so much. There's actually 3 books in the series, I believe. They are very much worth reading. The most important lesson for me was that we all have something to learn or teach to every person that drifts in or out of our lives. That homeless guy you walked past on the street today? Yep. He has something to teach you or something to learn from you, and oftentimes it's both. I meditate. I consult oracle cards and runes. I study shamanism in different cultures. I share many Native American beliefs. I believe that Jesus and Mohammed walked the earth and taught great lessons. I viewed the Bible and other holy books as historical documents that can teach us all to live better and more selfless lives. If we examine different religions, we'll find that most share a great many of their beliefs with other religions. The stories are similar in many ways. I consider myself a questioning person. It's that logical and science side of my brain that drives me to learn something every day. I hope that those teachings and lessons have made me a better person. So what is this podcast about? Primarily, we will be discussing spirituality in general. We will also be exploring the different spiritual paths people take in their journey. We will talk to a wide variety of people from different faiths, backgrounds, and belief structures. My hope is that we can find little bits of knowledge that help people on their journey. There will be people from many different religions and schools of thought on this podcast. You may not agree with them all, or maybe any of them, and that's okay. We are all on our own path through this life. I would only ask you to consider everything that you hear and evaluate it from the perspective of, will this improve my journey? I'm not talking about everything a person says. I'm talking about some little nugget of information or a small suggestion that you can adopt into your beliefs. Maybe let it help you on your journey. You'll hear me say this many times. I am at peace with myself, the world, and everyone in it. I say it every night while in bed and ready to go to sleep. I let that be my last thought before sleeping. With that, I fall asleep at peace and I wake up at peace. Is there a better way to start your day? So now let's get to the similarities and differences between religion and spirituality. Many people view religion and spirituality as 2 sides of the same coin, but they're actually quite different. Spirituality promotes self-honesty and awareness. Religion asks you to sacrifice your present attachments for a promised future. Spirituality asks you to let go of your present attachments for a better present. Spirituality is the true essence and the true origin of every religious movement. But what is religion? Very simply, religion is a system of beliefs and practices that are typically associated with a particular institution, like a church or a temple. Spirituality is about connecting with something larger than oneself and can be practiced by anyone, anywhere, and regardless of their religious belief or affiliation. Spirituality can be described as the quest for meaning and purpose in life, and involves seeking out answers to big questions like, what is my place in the world? Why am I here? What happens when I die? Religion is based on dogma, that is, established beliefs that are not questioned. Spirituality, on the other hand, is about exploring one's own spiritual path, finding what works for you. Religion can be dogmatic and inflexible, while spirituality can be adaptable and inclusive. Religion is about following a set of beliefs or doctrines prescribed by a particular faith. Spirituality is more about a personal journey of self-discovery and growth. It can also be a source of strength and guidance during difficult decisions, just as faith is to religious people. What matters most is how you define these terms for yourself and how they make you feel. Religion has been around for centuries, and there are many different beliefs around the world. But where did religion come from? There are many theories about the origins of religion. One theory is that religion began with animism, which is the belief that spirits inhabit natural objects and phenomena. Another theory is that religion began with ancestor worship, which is the belief that deceased ancestors can intervene in earthly affairs. A third theory is that religion began with shamanism, which is the belief that spiritual beings can help humans to heal physical and emotional problems. There are many theories on where religion originated, and I don't think anyone knows its origin with any degree of certainty. There are many debates on the origins of spirituality. Some say it's a natural response to the fear of death, and others believe that it's a consequence of the way our brains are wired. Still, others maintain that it is simply a tool used by religious institutions to control their followers. There seems to be general agreement that spirituality is somehow related to our sense of self and our connection to something larger than ourselves. Spirituality is open-ended. Rather than following a philosophy or set of principles, spirituality simply lets you follow your intuition. It encourages you to listen to the promptings within you and do what's correct for everyone involved in the world around you. It liberates you to be whoever you need to be without expecting punishment or reward. The reward comes from your own inner peace. Spirituality is not based on fear. Because of religion, there's so much fear of what you must do in your lifetime and what you might face if you continue not to act in a reasonable manner. Well, with spirituality, you stay active forever, focusing on love and making the spirits around you feel good. This is a particularly vital principle that turns out to be useful, given the fact that fear generally doesn't serve any good for your soul. Only decisions that come from a place of love can provide you with courage, bravery, hope, and information on how to act despite apprehension and nourishment to your soul. It confronts the physical symptoms of your concern and teaches you how to carry on in spite of what might happen. Religion points out the truth. Spirituality helps you uncover them on your own. Rather than providing the answers to the universe's most important questions, spirituality gives you the ability to discover the answers for yourself. It enables you to examine the relationships that comprise the universe and sets no limits on how far you can expand your understanding. Spirituality bridges the gaps. There are a great number of religions, and they all assert that their message is the right narrative. Spirituality finds the divine thread that unites them, despite their differences and uniqueness, and considers the quality of the message, rather than the details in their own narratives. I often say this about truth. Just because it is your truth doesn't mean it is the truth. None of us knows by the support of empirical evidence who's right or wrong. So let's just listen to each other. And if we don't agree, so be it. Spirituality talks about karma. Rather than talking about gods or fear of punishment, spirituality only concerns karma. Karma is not a belief in punishment after death, but a process that occurs here and now. When we bring good into the world, then the world will return that goodness to us. When we bring negativity, pain, and so on, that is what we will get back. Spirituality lets you walk your own path. Rather than telling ancient stories of demigods and deities, spirituality urges you to create your own journey and make your own story. It is not a destination, but an ongoing learning process that leads to your complete transformation. Religion has everything to do with spirituality. Jesus and Mohammed, for example, both had deeply spiritual journeys before they began their famous journeys. Their journeys later became the foundation of religions. Spirituality is not taught. It's a learning process that never ends. Spirituality is something that you will acquire on your own, although others can help guide you in that journey. There are no rules about connecting to the part of yourself that constitutes spirituality. Lots of people get in touch with their spirituality through literature and religious texts. Others connect with their spirituality via meditation, and others become spiritually enlightened by dealing with past trauma. In contrast, a religious text or religious authority are examples of those who typically impart religion. The matter is already laid out and illustrated for you, so all you have to do is read it, learn it, apply it to your life. Religion and spirituality can and often do go hand in hand. Though it is different from religion, spirituality does not need to defend itself from religion. The two can coexist in harmony where one complements the other. But religion certainly isn't going to permit spirituality inconsistent with its ideology. You can have a spiritual relationship with God only if it's in keeping with the divine text. I think that covers the basics. So I will ask and answer the big question again. What are we going to talk about on this channel? We will try to talk to people from all different religions and all different denominations. We will be talking about different oracles or psychic abilities, meditation, chakras, Reiki, and any other tools that people use to further their spiritual path. I hope that we'll hear stories from people about their journey in this life. The most important thing that I hope happens here is that we all learn a little and apply that knowledge to our quest. Since I'm more in the spiritual side of things, I suspect we will spend more time covering those things. But I do want to make sure that I introduce us all to different religions and belief structures to give us the opportunity to learn and grow as people. Knowledge is how we do that. So stick around the channel, enjoy the learning process, and apply that knowledge in your day-to-day life. Like and follow us wherever you watch or listen to us. And if you have questions, please ask them. We'll do our best to answer them. And perhaps you have the answer to another person's question. In that case, please answer it. So until next time, I am at peace with myself, the world, and everyone in it. I hope that you are as well.